Just 10 cents a day helps fund local programs like Scenic Stops, Northwest Ohio Journal, and BGSU Brain Game. Watch, connect, explore.
SCCA is the Sports Car Club of America. It's a grassroots through professional motorsports racing club that's actually across the entire country with chapters around the nation. This chapter of the club started in, I believe, 1953, so it's been going for, 60 years now. I've been with the club for about 13 years, and I've been the regional executive of the club for the last 4. We do not race each other. What we're actually doing is competing one car on the course at a time. That car goes for the best time in their class.
It's basically speed and control in your vehicle. You want to go as fast as you can around cones, but generally you want to slow down to go faster. So the more collected you are on course, the faster you'll go.
We typically do not exceed 70 miles an hour or your average highway speeds for a fendered car at the event. It might sound like that's slow, but there is no point in time out on the course where you are not turning the wheel in some direction. So if you can imagine trying to take a turn at highway speeds, it's a lot more exciting than I'm describing. The event is all volunteers. Nobody here is getting paid, so everybody has to chip in. And that ranges from simple things like working out on the course, picking up cones if somebody knocks them down, to more complicated things like making sure the times and so on and so forth in the timing and scoring area are correct. And we also have a position that's strictly here to make sure everybody's being safe.
My cousin's ex-boyfriend said, hey, you should come out and try autocross, and I did, and I loved it. And then my dad freaked out and thought it was going to be super unsafe, so I had to encourage him to come out and try it and see how safe it really is.
The number one thing with us is safety. We want everybody to have a good time, but we want everybody to walk out without getting injured as well. We very rarely have accidents or incidents at the site. The most common thing actually are the more prepared cars breaking parts just because they've been pushed to the limit of the rules and they've been pushed to the limits of performance by really sticky tires, really aggressive driving, so on and so forth. We do have a lot of classes. We have classes everywhere from your stock family sedan all the way up to fully prepared race cars.
A lot of these are grocery getters. Like, a lot of these people take their stock car and bolt on some good tires, and then they go out here and drive, and they get to go fast in their everyday car.
In stock class, you can change your shocks, you can change your exhaust, you can put sticky tires on, but that's the limit of what you can pretty much do in stock. From there you go to street prepared, which allows you to make larger suspension changes, some changes to the engine to increase power, things like that. Then you get all the way up to the prepared classes, which pretty much lets you take everything out of the car, interior-wise, down to one seat. No door panels, no glass, pretty much fully prepared race car. There's pretty much a place for anybody to run their car. We even have ladies' versions of every class so that the ladies can come out and they can enjoy competing with themselves and they don't have the pressure of having to run with the boys. Although that's always an option, they can always run an open class and compete with the boys. In fact, we have a few that do and beat us on a regular basis.
I honestly don't think there's anything physical that would keep a woman from beating a man.
Hilary does typically run an open class, especially at the regional event for the higher competition. At the bigger national events, I think she does occasionally jump into the ladies' classes just because there's more competition for her there.
I do have the Central States Championship in STR Ladies and a Divisional Championship in ST Ladies. Those ladies in those national events are not slouches. They are very quick. A lot of them will beat the boys. There's a lot of girls that run locally. We can always use more. Ladies classes have some low attendance sometimes, so we're always pushing to get more ladies in the sport.
The sport really does cater to the average person. It is, it is the ground floor to motorsports. So we try to make it as accessible to the public as possible.
I always send people to SCCAstartingline.com because it gives you step-by-steps of everything that you ever need to know about autocross. We actually have a school in Detroit. A school is going to be about a day. They'll have a classroom session, and then they'll have a morning session, and then they'll have an afternoon session. Honestly, the best part about the club is the people.
There are so many friendly people here that if you don't know what you're doing, just ask. Somebody will tell you what you need to do next.
I have been in so many situations where, oh no, the car broke, and people are handing me their keys before I'm even getting out of the broken car. So I can come here, know if my car breaks, I'm going to get all my runs today.
Frankly, that's why we're all here, is to play with our cars.
I will continue to do this until the day I die. It's part of me now.
Scenic Stops is brought to you by WBGU-TV. Support great local programming by giving now at WBGU.org/pledge.